Being true to yourself, the ultimate challenge. Literally, I used to be like a chameleon. I was consistently changing everything about myself just to blend in. One minute I was the craziest guy at the party because my friends were wild. Next I was super quiet, studios type guy in a study group, hiding any part of me that was too loud. It was insane. I felt like I had 1,000 different masks on for every single person I met. And it was the most exhausting thing I've ever done. If you ever felt crushed by other people, what they expect. Or if you look in the mirror and a total stranger is staring back, this video is for you. Today, we're going to destroy those masks and figure out how to actually live. So why do we wear a mask? I call this the mask we wear. So what is the deal? Why do we throw our own options in the trash just to fit in with everyone else? It starts small. And from the day we were born, we're blasted with messages, our friends saying, what about that cool, what's going on, what's not? We figure out that fitting in gets you rewarded, but standing out gets you questioned. We learn to put on a show. Psychologists have a fancy, believe it or not, a fancy name for this. Is basically we build a fake version of ourselves just to get people to like us. That's it. It's like we're all handed a mask at birth. And for some reason, it's good. It's like a good kid's mask who never causes problems. For others, it's a cool mask, which means you can never, ever admit you're scared or you're like somebody that's unpopular. Or maybe it's just I don't know, I call it a strong mask, the one that never asks for help. Even when you feel like you're drowning, we wear these for so long we forget we have a real face underneath. I remember this one time. I was out for dinner, and I wanted these people to like me so bad. They all believe this one thing, and my brain was screaming, no, that's wrong. I saw so many holes in what they were saying, but the fear of being judged was paralyzing. The fear of being different. One was so huge that I just nodded, I smiled, I said to myself, that didn't mean anything, and felt a piece of me just died inside. I walked away from dinner, not with new friends, with a massive feeling of emptiness. I sold my actual beliefs for absolutely nothing. The price was getting way too high. You know, being at 55, I started to realize this stuff. And I had to bring it out on camera, trying to fit in. What's so funny is the cracks begin to show. You can't fake it forever. Eventually the mask starts to crack, and trying to be someone you're not 24/7 is almost tiring thing. And especially in this world, you start to see a giant gap between who you really are and the person you're pretending to be. You get this feeling that something is just wrong because you know this isn't the real you. And I just don't know what to say. All the stress from watching every single word you say takes a massive psychological toll on you. And it took me a while to learn this because I had to put everything down and find myself. For me, it wasn't just one big thing, an explosion. It was 1,000 tiny things. The pure exhaustion, being bored, conversations, being bored in just like conversations because I couldn't say what I really thought. Feeling completely alone in the room with 100 people. It was the worst I felt. I guess like a philosopher would say that being authentic is about taking 100% like responsibility for who you are in this world that gives you zero instructions. The anxiety you feel, it's about the anxiety you feel. That's not a bug. It's just like a real feature. It means your real self is trying to break out. The cracks in your mask aren't a sign of weakness. They're a signal that you're ready to change. And man, it took me a while to learn this. The journey to find your real self isn't some peaceful walk. It's a battle to become who you really truly are. The fake parts just has to be destroyed. If you ever felt like you're just playing a character, and this is how I feel sometimes, I want you to destroy. Please, if you like what I'm saying so far, subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Trying to build an army of real people right here. As I get older, I'm starting to realize that I want to talk about this and get this out, which is pretty cool. And that's why I like YouTube. I call this part the unmasking. Like it's like a practical guide of unmasking. And, and I would say, all right, that this is the final boss battle. Taking off the mask is terrifying. I get it. I had to think about this a lot. You could get rejected, but the prize is actual freedom. So here's a game plan. It's not one big movie. It's a series of small, I would say, choices you make every single day. And it really does help changing every day. And it's something that I'm learning daily. This part I would call the brutal self-audit. And I kind of like put this together real quick as I can. I went to write stuff down and try to memorize some of my thoughts that I'm trying to relate. You have to figure out who you are. Like right now, I want you to grab a piece of paper and answer these questions with 100% honesty. What do you actually believe? What makes you angry? What gets you excited? You can't sit still? What will you absolutely never want to compromise on? I have a little accent. I moved here from the Caribbean, so excuse my little bit of an accent, but I'm gonna keep going. When do you feel 100% yourself? And when do you completely feel fake? This isn't about who you think you should be. It's about who you are. The thing I learned is to master the word no. No is your new superpower. As you figure out what you stand for, you'll see when you're being asked to ignore it. No, I don't want to go to the party. No, I completely disagree. No, I can't help with that right now. Every time you say no to something fake, you're screaming yes to the real you. You're cutting through all the noise so you can finally hear yourself. Isn't that amazing? It took me a long time to realize that. So in this other step, which I forgot to name what steps I was going into, but step 3 I would say, because I just finished up 2 steps here. Win the smallest moment. This isn't about you giving some huge speech. It's about not telling tiny, pointless lies just to impress someone. When you try to impress someone, it just doesn't make sense, if you really think about it. If you haven't read the book, just say, I haven't read it. What is it about? Instead of just nodding along like you have. And, that's what I try to do to fit in. It's about sharing your real opinion respectfully, even if you're the only one. Every small act of truth makes you stronger. It's like leveling up your character. Took me a while to figure that one out. And I'm gonna call it step 4. Embrace the chaos. Chaos, my accent is kicking in again. That's that island accent from the Gucci, I guess. Look, when you start doing this, things will get messy. You might lose some friends. You're going to feel loss. And that's okay. The path to finding yourself is not a straight line, I would say. You have to be willing to sit in that uncomfortable, uncertain feeling. Don't see the confusion as a problem to be solved. One person said, this above all, to thine own self, be true. It basically means if you're real with yourself, you can't be fake with anyone else. It's that simple. So I have a challenge for you. That is one mask, just one, that you're going to destroy after watching this video. I want you to see every single one of you in the comments below. Let's support each other, because being yourself is a challenge, but it's one we don't have to face alone. Let's go, my friends. Please, I would like to hear your comments. Like and subscribe. I'm a small channel just growing, and this is my vlog.